1 year ago this week, more than 24 tornadoes tore through parts of eastern Nebraska and western Iowa. And then you see what's happening today as well.
Right.
Now, the strongest at that time was an EF4, and it decimated parts of the community.
Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord recaps the tornado's path and shows us just how much damage was left behind.
As we look back nearly a year ago from the Arbor Day tornadoes, one of the most notable tornadoes that was visible to a large portion of the area was the one that went through Elkhorn, Bennington area and up into Blair. And I want to do a little recap on just how this played out, a timeline of things. Around 3:30, it starts to form south of Highway 92 and lift to the northeast. And just east of the Platte River is where it formed. We had this video sent in to us after the fact. We were able to see this. You can see all the vortices spinning around each other as it started to take its shape, and it did quite a bit of damage center and Highway 92 on the west edge of Douglas and up in, through parts of Sarpy County as well. And now it'll continue to lift to the northeast from there, make its way to basically just grazing the junk stock area. As it lifted to the north, there was damage there and kept going, and it formed into a little more defined tornado around the Ramblewood area. 3:45, about 15 minutes after it formed, it went through the Ramblewood area. That's where estimated winds of 170 miles per hour were later found in EF4 damage, making it the strongest tornado of this entire outbreak that day. And you can see this drone video from, well, 1 year later. You can see where some of the houses haven't been rebuilt. There's some in the process. There's a foundation, and then it just kept tracking off towards the north from there. So many places still in the process of rebuilding. As you move a little farther northeast, it went over the Bennington Lake area, narrowly missed Bennington to the west, and the videos from the Bennington area were just as impressive. And you can see the dark cone-shaped tornado there, and it was doing damage as it moved along and continued to progress towards the northeast. So as it moved northeast, it actually widened, and it got to its widest path just over a mile wide to the west of Highway 1, or Blair High Road, I should say. And you can see the trees that are still topped out in the area. There's groves of trees that are still haven't been taken down, and some of the houses that are being rebuilt as of right now through this area. So they'll continue. That continued to move to the northeast and passed over Highway 75, just grazing Blair on the south side before it eventually lifted around 4:30 just into western Iowa. So it was on the ground for nearly an hour. An EF rating after the fact of an EF4. Peak winds got to 170 miles per hour, and it was on the ground for over 31 miles as it went through quite a bit of the area, and it's going to be remembered for decades to come. From the First Alert 6 Weather Center, I'm Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord.